Hey, good morning, everybody, or good afternoon. It's Lynn Renee McDonald for Practical Spirituality Live. Crazy here in Virginia. All right. I'm doing my sage as usual. So today, what Spirit wants me to talk to you about is love, okay? And the truth about love, okay? So, just this weekend, I was at a friend of mine's house and visiting, and we started talking about a whole bunch of things that were going on. And Spirit is guiding me to talk to you about one of the things that came up. What happened is, and here we go. For today, what we're going to talk about is love and the truth about love and how it works, okay? So everybody understands love authentically, all right? The truth is the highest form of love is called Christ consciousness, okay? Now all the other masters absolutely got it, get it, know it, all right? But the reason it's called Christ consciousness goes hand in hand with the fact that Christ is pretty much one of the, and if not the most well-renowned master teacher in this earth world reality, who is the most popular. And there's a reason for that. It is because he had the perfect formula. Has nothing to do with religion. It is about love in its purest form. Christ was a love energy prophet. That's what he came to teach. That's what we teach. We teach about love, right? What isn't love? Everything is about love. Everything is love. Okay. So here's the deal, though. So many people in this reality, okay, since we're talking mainly for this reality, earth world reality, because we're standing in it. This is the now, right here, right now. I'm in earth world, and so are you. If you're watching my video, you're here. Okay. All right. In some way, shape, or form, you're here. Okay. All right. Back to love, all right? There's all different variations of love, 0 to 100 and beyond, infinitely. Christ consciousness is the purest form of that love. And the reason is because Christ was a master teacher and everybody knew about him, and it goes hand in hand with what's going on in earth world reality. And it is to teach the world. Everything that happens metaphysically happens in our earth world reality as well. So you will see signs and connections everywhere in everything that tell you about metaphysical world and earth world. Earth world is just another form of metaphysical world, but they all go hand in hand, and you can make all the connections together if you work with spirit and you are on a spiritual path. Especially, we all have intuitive gifts. We connect to them, and you can make them too, even if you're not consciously aware that you're working with spirit up here in earth world reality. Okay, the more conscious you are of working with love energy that is God, which is why Christ said the kingdom of heaven is right here inside of you. Okay, nothing to do with religious stuff. It is about love. He meant talking and working with love energy that is God is where your greatest happiness is. All that is love that is you is right here inside of you. All your happiness, all your joy, all your greatness, all your abundance, everything wonderful and great for you, it starts with you and your connection to love energy that is God, which is the connection, all right, to all that is in your highest heart self. Working from this space is what Christ did all the time, all right? That's why he said the kingdom of heaven is right here inside of you. It is about your enlightenment. Your greatest happiness cannot come without working with God in all ways, because that's how it works. All happiness, all joy, all love in its purest form is in your highest heart space, self, and is from working with God. Christ got that. He knew that. He went all over the country. That's what he taught. Totally got it. People, everybody, everywhere, pretty much knew who he was, okay? That is because it is the quickest, easiest formula for getting to true enlightenment, true happiness, having your dreams met. It's ask and you shall receive for a reason, because Christ knew that if you ask, you will receive. If you work with spirit, you will receive, okay? Because that's how it works. Whatever you ask for, whether it's material things or emotional wellness, spiritual wellness with situations out here, whatever you want to ask spirit for from love, okay? It's always going to be from love for you and for all in the healthiest, best way. That is what is and creates your greatest life. So That said, Christ got the highest form of unconditional, God's honest love, truth, and wisdom. Authentically, that's the space you want to be in. That's what he taught, and that's what true love is, okay? And this is really a commentary to teach you about that here on YouTube today with Spirit and me, okay? This is really a commentary to teach you about that, as well as give you the understanding that love does not have conditions. It does not. Love loves because that's what it does. Love is because that's what it is. It does not do things because of something else, for something else, and in regards to something else. It does what it does because it just is that, and it creates that and does that everywhere, and is for the best of all that is. So the highest form of love gets that. It doesn't tell you what you should do. It doesn't just like, it doesn't tell you what you should do. It doesn't pick and choose what is best for you. All right. It doesn't police you, control you, manipulate you. It doesn't have resentment. It doesn't carry unwellnesses with it in any way, shape, or form. Okay. And this is super important because it's super relevant in everything I do in my life and everything that I see. And this is to teach you that purest form of love is unconditional love. A great example in this reality is your dog, is totally your dog. Why? Because your dog gets it. Your dog is full of unconditional love for you, no matter what happens, which is really, really an amazing example in earth world reality of the truth of God. And that's one big connector to get you to see it. Dog, all right, and earth world reality and the metaphysical, all right, dog and the metaphysical connect. Metaphysical meaning God, love, unconditional love. Right here in this reality, your dog, your best friend, your greatest ally, as they say, man's best friend, right here is love. That is totally unconditional love. What the dog represents is what God is. And interesting enough, it's God spelled backwards, D-O-G. I mean, how much more of a connection do we need? Right? So it gets even better, okay? It gets even better in these explanations of explaining to you the truth about love, okay? All right, so that's one connector way that you can understand love, and that there's all different vibrations of love, okay? What does that mean? The highest form of love energy that you always want to be in everything in your life and work with is Christ consciousness, okay? And it goes from 0 to infinity. The highest forms of love, okay? That are that highest form of Christ consciousness. And it's all a learning for all of us, a learning, a growing. And love is everything and all that is at all different vibrations simultaneously, at whatever it is. All right, that whatever vibration it is, and just looking at it in a little bit of a different way, okay? So you always want to be in this Christ consciousness love space in its highest form. There's 0, 10, 15, 20, 100, 100 million. You want to be in this space as much as possible, always with everything that you do, because that is where all your greatness comes from. Your greatest joy, your enlightenment, your happiness, all of that is that. And the only way you can really, truly, authentically do that is to work from in here with your highest heart self and talk to spirit, work with love energy, and have a communication, a working with that love energy authentically from the highest form of love within you. And connecting to that, understanding, listening, and doing with these messages and working with spirit all the time as much as possible. That's where you're going to have and find your greatest life. And Christ got that. That's what Christ got. That's what is the truth. You can try anything else and everything else, but the truth of the matter is the more you communicate and work with spirit or love energy that is God, the greatest life you're going to have. And that's where all happiness truly, authentically comes from in all areas of your life. Okay? All right. So that said, okay, when this commentary is also to show you where people are not in that space, okay? Places of resentment, unwellness, manipulation, rules, laws, governing, control, all of this shit is places of not coming from the highest form of love, this Christ consciousness space. That is the God's honest truth about it, okay? A perfect example is just this weekend when I was having dinner with my friend, which is what I was talking to you about, is that she started to tell me about her friend who doesn't have an ego, right? Or is in a positive, healthy space of this Christ consciousness that is love. And no sooner does she say that than she tells me that, what does she say? She says that her friend who doesn't have an ego, he picks and chooses who he's going to work with. And he does this and he does that. And he has this rule and that rule. And he does this and he doesn't allow this and he doesn't allow this. And then I'm sitting here going, okay. Okay. And I'm just listening and listening and listening, because some of our wisest time within ourselves and with God is when we just listen, because spirit will always tell you the truth about things, right? So, and other spiritual teachers I have seen this with, all right? They start to tell you that you have to do this and you have to do that, and you got to do this and you have to do that, or they manipulate you in an unhealthy way. The truth of the matter is, love doesn't do that. A really great spiritual teacher is going to set you a sail, give you the tools, guide you, say, hey, your best deal is to work with me, but if you don't, that's okay. Here's the tools. God bless. If you want to go do it yourself, please, by all means, do. Okay? But ultimately, your soul guides you to the best teachers for you from love. But no spiritual teacher should be telling you and manipulating you and making you feel shitty about you in any way, shape, or form, or telling you you have to do this or you have to do that, or you can't do this and you can't do that, and without me you are nothing. If they start to tell you this kind of shit, you better leave. Because the truth is that unconditional love, truth, and wisdom that is God, that is Christ consciousness, doesn't do that in its purest form. And they're not the best teacher for you, the best person for you, the best job for you. Look at your life. Where are people and things doing this for you, making rules for you, commitments for you, regulations for you? Any and all of this stuff that is all in alignment with a less than space of control, manipulation, governing, rules. You can do this, but you can't do that. Fucking stop. Love energy sees all equal. There is no prejudice there in any way, shape, or form, because the highest form of Christ consciousness, that's that love energy in its purest form. When somebody is in a place of prejudice or unwellness or manipulation or control and governing, it is not the highest form of love energy. Know that in you. Know that for yourself. Know that when you do business with businesses, when you work for somebody, what are their rules? What are their regulations? Do they work for you? Can you balance their energy that is not from here in this earth world reality? Sit down. Is this the healthiest love for you? Sit down and think about it. Is it? Is it? Okay, this will totally govern you with people's intentions as well. Why are people doing the things that they're doing? Their intent must come from always the highest form of love. And if it doesn't, is it acceptable for you, for yourself from love? Okay, this is so crucial, because we have to know how to love first in the healthiest, best way. The truth is, we should have no attachments when it comes to love. We shouldn't be regulating and making rules for our spouses and our friends and our kids, all right, if they don't come from the purest form of love. Okay, think about that. Okay, and people will say, well, my kids have to have rules. Well, here, rules from where? Love energy. Okay, because I can assure you, when my parents or people told me not to do something because I said so, or because I know what is best for you, with no explanation from love and from the highest form of love, or the not coming from the way to talk to people from love, okay, that wasn't the best thing for me at all. Okay. And the second I would do that, anybody who parented me or policed me, I would be like, fuck you. Because that's in the core of my soul as a love energy teacher in its highest form, that is not acceptable for me. And this is some of the challenges we have as love energy beings and working with love energy. So you can make rules for people and places and govern them, but they must come from love. You must work with spirit in the highest form. That's the key to everything. But you got to understand that love. So when you get married, right? When you get married in Earth World, a great example of this is that they manipulate you, okay? Or you're being manipulated in society places so that you stay together, so you can make it work. And there's a lot of good things about it, but there is not. The truth is, if you really love each other authentically, you're not worried about if you're going to stay together or not. You're not worried about if your partner's going to cheat. Your partner doesn't treat you like shit. You don't treat each other like less than. You do what you say, and you come from love, and you work with love energy that is God, and it's a fantastic partnership and relationship, whatever the partnership, okay? Because everything is about love in its purest form. And if you don't know what that is or how to get there, you work with love energy that is God, that Christ consciousness in everything you do, and you ask, source for the answer from love. So this commentary is about to show you that this earth world doesn't really know what the highest form of love is. Look at your friends. What are they doing? How are they parenting? How are they treating you? What are they doing in their life? Is it really from love? Where is their resentment, shittiness, unwellness in you, in in them? Where are they making rules and regulations, and businesses especially, government, for you, for them, for what they call the best of the good for people out here? It's because people are not in this Christ consciousness space that these things are done, all right? But there's a balance. If you work with God, you can balance earth world rules from here, and you can work in this space from here. That's the key here. The key is love in the highest form for everything. And the more you're in that space, the greatest of the life that you will lead in everything that you do. You'll be the greatest you, whatever you decide that is. From sitting on the couch and doing nothing to being, Michael, what's the swimmer's name? The gold medal swimmer. Whatever it is your dreams are, man, it's all about love. All right, so this video was to give you an idea, to teach you more authentically about all the different spaces of love. And if you're coming from a less than space of love in its purest form, you're going to have all sorts of unwellnesses in there, resentments, rules, regulations that do not work for you and are not what's best for you. So the best thing you can do is take a look at what you're doing, what's happening in your reality, and feel how it feels, okay? Feel it. Because this is the governing factor that is a bonus from spirit to tell you the truth. Because your emotions are all hooked up with love in its purest form. They're master parts of your creation energy. That's why all the water signs are such great creators. Because Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces, master creators, because they are emotion. They are water. Water is the emotion of life, the creator of life, the existence of everything that is water. Okay. All right. So it is all emotion, okay. So that's the master creator as part of a huge piece in our gifts here, and to teach you about love, because that's what love is. Love is huge creation energy, and water signs know this and get this. Now, it doesn't mean that all you other signs aren't super gifted. You totally are. But remember, you have a 12-house chart, and you have bits and pieces of all the signs in you that are best for your journey. Neither one and none is less than the other. Okay? So everything is love. There is no prejudice in God, that is love in its highest form. It doesn't exist. Okay? Much love. Have a great night.